Hello friends, I'm Colonel Failure and you're watching Transport Fever on the Twin Rivers Mesopotamia Metropolis map. All of those things is what you're watching. I know, you're watching more than one thing at once. How exciting. We're waiting for the Vancouver bulk goods train to come through here. This isn't a surprise to me. I kind of queued this up. Perhaps that's giving away a little bit of the movie magic there. But either way, here it comes, steaming into view. It's probably going to get held at that signal, which will be a little bit disappointing because I'd hoping it would do us... Oh, it's not. Look, swoop past. Incoming. I've let the game run for just over a year in order for the new line to bed in. Tremendous. Oh, look at these wooden commodities that it seems to be hauling with aplomb. Well, it's actually hauling it with a train. Hey, but there you go. So we've got 97 on board of your shorn planks there, which means that wood has been delivered to the sawmill, which has subsequently been sawn, which has subsequently found its way onto this train. Somehow that all worked. There's so much going on in that route that I'm not even entirely sure exactly how that works. But it did, and there we go. So the train isn't quite profitable, I don't think. No, the train is profitable. But that's only because it took a full load to drop off at the end of the year. So as you see, its first year of operation, it actually didn't do too badly. Whereas this year, it looks like being significantly better, given that we've got a drop-off about to happen. And what's going on here illustrates very clearly the rather grand and ambitious plan that we will be putting into play in the next couple of episodes, because it's not going to get done quickly. You might go, I'll just do it as a single episode. We don't mind watching an hour and a half of you faffing around. No. It's I'm going to need to concentrate and what have you, and potentially get things very, very, very wrong. And I will walk you through exactly what that caper is in just a moment. But I thought we might watch a little bit of train operation. Let's turn everything off here, so that we can soak up the ambiance there for a moment. As you can see, the goods hub is proper busy. Is the technical term for what's going on here, and there are at least 4 routes that could do with longer trains or newer locomotives or other upgrades, but I'm not going to make them, not just yet. There is a lot more money that can be made out of this, and that's a good thing. But equally, it's not something we're going to do straight away, because the scheme that we are working on is destroying the goods hub. As much as I may have positioned that like it was some tremendous reveal, I think I might have mentioned that last week anyway. So, yes, we're going to destroy the goods hub because it doesn't have the capacity that we're going to need as we add ever more trains to it. And frankly, I don't want to use the mega station. Someone suggested I could use the 48 platform, beast to get this done. Don't want to do that. I want to do something a little bit more unusual, and therefore higher risk. And in order to make that work, I'm going to have to do quite a lot of jiggling of things around, and I'm not going to do that straight away. And the reason I'm not going to do that straight away is I need to earn a little bit more money before we get started. I've got 24 and a bit million in the bank, and I've also got the whole of my loan available. As you can see, we made 26 million profit last year, 13 this year so far. So we're on track this year to do... On track. Deliberate pun there, not quite. So we're looking good to make about the same this year, if not a little bit more. As time passes, Vancouver's going to continue to get more and more traffic going to it, or more and more goods heading in that direction, which will up the amount of cash it makes in a fairly significant way. The main one that I want to upgrade, and I might actually do it, I don't want to do it, is Detroit, because as you can see, it's got a heck of a lot of stuff waiting for it. Equally, the food train could be upgraded. The fuel train is just going like, come on, man, strap some more carriages on here. Carriages? Wagons. Sioux Falls needs a bit more oomph as well. The construction material processing train item. There is a lot of stuff that I could be upgrading here to make more money. And I'm going to do all of that. All of that is going to happen, but not while I'm supposedly saving up. Okay, so there we go. We're going to get to that. So we're just going to have a bit of a glamorous look around, and then we will start the operation. Nurse, please pass me my scalpel. Anyway, let's have a quick look at what else we've got going on. So back over here in passenger land, I believe this is the main line. There we go. So this is the main line, which is frankly ancient at this point. 38 years old. Very much overdue an upgrade. Despite the fact it's making plenty of money, thank you very much. And I'm just waiting for the right time to do that. And basically, that will be once I've got the goods system set up. We will turn our attention back toward passengers to do some upgrades. I've got an interesting idea for the commuter line, which is what you can see happening over there. And also, I want to spend some time and plop in a whole bunch of buildings in this suburban wasteland that lives between Sioux Falls and El Paso over here. But not right now. Plenty of passengers waiting. That's all looking good. Someone has suggested that I should be putting more commuting services onto my commuting route. And you know what? I've come up with an idea for that. Someone said that, I forget who it was, and if you've been around for a little while, you know that I am wretched at name checking. But the suggestion was that I put like 20, 50 or so vehicles on an internal commuter route, and that will just make, insane amounts of cash. Now, I don't hold with that theorem. However, what I will do is we're going to use El Paso as the test case, is every time there are more passengers waiting than there is current capacity, I'll add a couple more. So I'm going to stick a couple more buses on there because they're cheap. I know it's spending, and I said I wasn't going to, but it's cheap, all right? So I'm going to. Where's my nearest vehicle depot? There's one over here, look. Right. So let's buy a couple of the latest and greatest passenger wagonages. We can't use the post bus because that is not North American. However, that's Russian. Can't really use that either. I don't think that's going to go down too well here in 1918. There we go. So we'll buy another 4 of these. 1, 2, 3, 4. And we'll set those onto the ELP station shuttle, which is quite a beefy route. It's got a good few stops on it. I'll even show you the route. Look, there you go. It's been ages since we actually looked at it. There you go. That's the route. Hither and yon, and around is the way that it goes. And there we go. Yeah, God bless you and all who sail in you. So last year it made a massive $33,000 in profit. Massive. Hopefully this year it'll make a couple more. Anyway, right, so I want to continue the quick look around here, and then there's no getting away from the fact I'm going to have to do it. Here's the wiggly bridge that we made last time. Now, the good thing about building bridges is it certainly brings all the comments out. Absolutely loads of them. The one that I hold with, to all those who are saying use N&M to raise and lower the bridge, that's the standard approach that I wanted to avoid. And I wanted to avoid it because you end up with a humpback bridge. That's easy peasy, that is. The one that I actually hold with was the suggestion that actually my launch ramps were too high, and therefore it did not give me sufficient, it gave me too much lift to begin with, which led to a bridge being rather taller than I wanted. And looking at this now, it's an ugly bridge. I think the likelihood that I don't delete that is virtually zero. Yeah, we're gonna murder it at some point, and then we'll go from there. I'll probably get rid of this road bridge at the same time, despite the fact that I love the road bridge very, very much. Or we'll build them both at the same time, or something like that. Don't really know. Okay, this has turned into about 5 minutes of here are things that are coming up. So this is the commuter turnaround loop that we've got at the end here. And eventually this will be replaced when we move beyond Steam, which won't be too long away. I think we've probably got another, let's say 10 for the sake of argument. 10 episodes. Really? As many as that? All right, we've got another some episodes where Steam is going to be the only thing in operation. But once we switch to multiple unit trains instead, so little rail buses, I've got a notion I'm going to replace this loop with. It isn't efficient, and it does basically all that's doing is burning profit, because the trains that we run into there, they've just picked up from Detroit North here, and they don't make any money out of that. That's as much as it might keep them facing the right way all the time. They don't make any cash. But I do have something else that will look, I'm going to use the word loosely, semi-realistic, as much as that's two words with a hyphen in between, which I guess counts as one word. We should ponder that. The English language, what a joy it is to play with. Anyway, there you go. So we're going to be dealing with that, and I quite like the commuter route as a concept. So I may look to create another one elsewhere. Someone else, while I think about it, someone else said, there's another classy name check there, pointed out there was some wood on the go here as well. Now, if I look at my wood route, you've also got another lumber mill there. Look, what am I playing at? Oh no, look, we got wood here. That's more than enough wood. Wood be good. But what I could possibly do is I could bring down, in order to get the amount of wood in circulation up, is I could possibly bring another train down this way into a goods station that is only picking up one way, which is obviously not the one at Detroit. So it would need to be somewhere else. Given that we haven't started delivering goods to Grand Junction yet, there's a good chance we could quite easily whiz some lumber over to Grand Junction so that can carry in both directions as well. In fact, why would you even use that one when you've got this one sat right here? There we go. Something else to ponder for the future. I'll forget about that. So just pretend I didn't mention it. Right, Vancouver to Rill is doing its bit. Let's bring up the old the lines of profit. I'm just burning through a bit of time here while expounding various schemes and notions. The only real disaster we've got as far as trains are concerned, or as far as routes are concerned, is the European balloon. Now, this is a silly route to begin with because the amount of route space. All right, the distance that it covers is quite ridiculous. I'll turn everything off so we can see it quite plainly. I mean, it's more of a kite, isn't it? I think you said that at the time, but the kite on a string here is flaming enormous, and it's not doing anything particularly unique. So just about everything that is being encompassed by this magnificent route, you can make that run in a different way, and that's having a direct impact on the number of people that actually want to use it, which is why it's not making any money. I've got 4 trains on there as well, which is possibly also why it's not making any money. There we go. Let's pick one at random. You're carrying 3. Let's pick another one. 70. They're 2 bunched up. 16 and 66. Yeah, these trains are 2 bunched up. That is why they are struggling a little. Where are you, number 3? You're here. Right, and you are heading towards... apparently you're heading towards Sioux Falls. Okay, right. Well, that's always a good view to have, so we'll stick with you for this. And we'll see if you manage to pick up any further delights upon your arrival. Now, also, these trains are getting on a little bit. They've been in operation for at least 20 years, I think. Let's continue following that along. 15 years old. So coming up to the sort of time where I ought to think about retiring/replacing. It's a good train. It's a nice route as well, but it's not delivering because there are faster and more direct ways that people can get to wherever it is that they want to go on that line. So I need to have a think about that and possibly replace it. One of the ways that you can actually G a line into life, as much as sticking extra trains on there, is put the fastest loco you've got, so the fastest consist you've got, on a line that's underperforming, and people will switch from the alternate lines over onto it because it's a slightly faster route. And as you know already, your passengers will decide for themselves how much they wish to spend, and the amount they wish to spend is dictated by the top speed that they travel. That's a slightly weird placement for a tower block, even though I say so myself. So we're going to put this today's operation. We're going to kick that off just before the tail end of the year. If you're wondering how much more of this rather amazing scenic joy you have to wait through before we get back into actually doing stuff with bulldozers. Right, how much are you packing this time? 4. That's the problem. You're too close to the next train. So I'll tell you what I'm going to do to you. I'm going to hold you up for a moment. All right, I'm going to give you a little bit of time to think about what you've done and how your family must be truly disappointed in you. And what we're looking for here is we're looking for the next one, because that should give us an idea of the spacing that's going on. Because there's no real reason other than demand, I would guess, as to why someone would ride one and not the other. So here we go. Here's the one ahead, carrying 47, which is much more respectable. And we've got a queue going on here, and that's because we've single tracked this tunnel. That's the other thing that I need to be getting on with pretty soon, is double tracking all my single tracks. This tunnel particularly, because it is quite highly trafficked. But we're going to start seeing some mega junctions coming into play, which, I mean, that might be a bit highfalutin way to describe it, but we need some junctions with a lot greater capacity, a lot greater throughput than we've got at the moment, and we'll get to that in due course. Right, let's continue holding for number 2 here, which is running along. Okay, and when it's had just well, how many have we got waiting? Yes, thank you, Elijah. Yawning, honestly. Right, Euro Balloon has got 3 people waiting to go to Barcelona, or 17 waiting to go to Sioux Falls. It's just not got that much appeal right now. So we're going to need to sort that out, because that is the route that is losing the most money. You've just closed down the window that would allow you to unfreeze your train, which is perfect. But you were in the station, so that's easy enough to find. Right, you get back to work, and we'll see how we get on. Hold on, we've got a shot coming up here. Let's hang by the usual viewing point. I'm gonna sit in this little tree with my clipboard, and I got some toffees. Here we go. So what's that? That's not the main line. That's the wrong line for the main line. Where's that going, I wonder? I have absolutely no idea. It's brown as well. All right, place your own bet with yourself. Where's that one going? Oh, I know where it's going. Okay, so that is going to be heading up. No, I'm wrong. Okay, where are you going? You're going to Barcelona. Oh, hold on. Look at this. Why are we not applying the Colonel Cam here? Now, one of you's you're going to have to wait, I think. There's going to be... Oh, no, you're not. Oh, look at that. Completely fills the 3.5, goes piling through. There's a bit of track. Yeah. Oh, well, denied. There, chum. But we're going to see a lot more of that kind of thing as we continue to pile drive more and more trains into the network. Right, it is the start of November. I'm going to activate a go real fast button, and we're going to stop just around the end of November, and then we're going to start to make preparations, and then I shall explain to you why I haven't even remotely thought this through. And that's always a delight. Now, we don't tend to like watching trains doing stuff at high speed, but we're going to do it anyway. Just for reason, I could just as easily edit all of this out, but I quite like a little bit of, and here's some comings and goings. There you go, bring in some more lumber. What's your profit looking like this year? Almost 2 million. Brilliant. Now, you were running empty, which means you're probably a Sioux Falls or no, you'll be El Paso. You're an El Paso delivery train. Testing my own knowledge of what I've set up. Boom! Got it right. Ha ha! Well, I should hope so too. You built the thing. There goes the fuel train. You're probably Brussels? Yes! This one coming in, that'll be carrying stone. Brilliant! Oh, actually, yeah, I amaze even myself. Okay, we've gone through into December, which was not what I intended at all. Right, slow it down. Because we want to stop, have everything stopped just before the end of the year. So before the end of 1918. And I don't know if I'm going to be able to do that. For reasons that will become apparent pretty quickly. So I've got to clear everything out and then hold it in place, because I won't be able to shuffle everything out of the way once we start this operation. And the other challenge that I've got there is it's going to. I mean, the fact that it stalls out all my goods routes for a little while, that's not too big a problem. The bigger problem is if I run out of money while building the thing in the first place, because if that happens, then I either port barrel, which I really don't want to do, or come up with some kind of clever half measure in order to get some money coming back in. But what we can't really do is unpause, you see, because we do rely on the income that we're making here. So I need to be looking out of town at what's coming in and stop it where it sits. I should have said stop it in its tracks, really. It would have actually been appropriate for once. Right, so first job is you. We will hold you there. Okay, that's one less thing to worry about. Because, yeah, we're not just killing the station, we're going to kill the goods delivery as well. Right, you've got a little way further to go before I hold you. Hold me. Thank you. Right, and we may need to rethink a couple of routes as well. See, now would be the perfect time to do it. December 24. The reason for doing it now, of course, is so that I don't pay the end of year bill. How have we actually done this year? 29 so far. And there'll be more to come. So stopping this road vehicle has done a good job. It's going to create a nice fat queue full of cows. And that will be fine, because I need all these trucks out of the way, please. And then I need all these trains out of the way. And so the time to do that is when they're on the way back in. I should possibly have started doing this in early November, given the not exactly rapid turnaround that they get coming in and out of this station. Now, the reason I'm doing this, I think I've kind of given away why I'm doing it before, but the main reason I'm doing this is to increase the amount of traffic that I can get in and out of here. You that was almost ideal. Oh, what do we got? Mikado, Supermogul, and a Milwaukee. Okay, nice. Sounds around a sawmill. I expect that's probably the trucks that are complaining there. No, it's not. Interesting. What exactly is your problem? Truck? Question mark? What's up? Try to ship more items. Oh, I will do. Don't worry about that. Don't distract me from my worthy cause here. Otherwise, I'll let more stuff into the station, and that won't help me at all. So I burned 3 million by letting it roll past the end of the year. But that's okay. What I'm waiting for is I'm waiting for something to come in this way. Meanwhile, you hold there, please. Right, that's one. Congratulations, you've done the easy one. Right, you hold. No, you're the Orient Express. You can keep going. It's okay. It's fine. Sorry. You're a goods train. It's amazing that I can tell the difference. No, it was about to start. It was about to start crossing over some track there, which is not a good time to pause it at all. Unpause it. Not that it should make any difference at all. There'll be some level of confusion when I set things back in motion again. Where are you going? You're the Orient Express again. Okay. I am slightly... Why have I got a 4-pack of... Oh, don't tell me I unpaused stuff. You, stop. Cease. Alright, this is going to prove to be a little bit more challenging than perhaps I gave it credit. Now, I can stop the first thing I see that actually enters the bridge. But, of course, there isn't anything for miles. Here we go, here's one. Because that will then block everything else as well. So let's get that done. And the sooner I get this done, the better. In fact, you just hold it there, will you? And you hold it there. That's it. Okay, right, next. I want everybody out. I mean, the simpler thing to do, arguably, might have been just to send everyone to the depot, but I think I'm gonna destroy the depot as well. Just gotta keep my wits ever so slightly about me. You there, hold your horses. You, ditto. Right, okay, good. That might lead me almost there. Just got to get these flipping trucks out of the way. There we are. We've got a good pile up going there now. All right, almost there. Let's. I don't want to hit the accelerator because I'll miss something. I've hit the accelerator. Here's where I missed something. There's one coming in there, look. All being well, everything, and the food train is still in motion. Okay, that's okay. Oh, how have you got past? Stop overtaking. Pause. And no, that's okay. It's a passenger train. Okay, well, that could lead to a problem if I can't, if I have to destroy this bridge, which is possible. Halt. You know what? I'm going to just send these 2 trucks back here. These troublemakers that can't obey instructions. Go to the chuffing depot and get sold. All right, you 2, depot, sell yourself. There. No, you could have been part of the glorious revolution, but no, you had to keep going and ruin it for all of us. Well, there it is. Right, okay, good. Now, I think that's just about everything clear. We've got one in the tunnel here, heading out to Indianapolis. And I'll hold that once it comes out of the tunnel so I can find it again. It's not unreasonable, right? There you go. Right, you hold your horses. Now, I think the Indianapolis route may be the one that is most radically changed as a result of all of this mucking about that's about to occur. I'm pretty confident that will do the trick. Yeah, see, these 2 are just broken off again. Right, okay, the pause button has been applied. And now we will apply the point of no return button. Ready? Don't even think, just do it. Oh, all right. Oh, come on, that was a don't even think, just do it moment. Right, there we go. The level of regret is already spiking there significantly. Right, get rid of all of this as well, because we're probably going to want the space. I know, it was lovely, well done, you built something that was, not horrible to look at, but no, we need the space. I also want to get rid of this bridge. Do I? Do it. If you need it that much, put it back in afterwards. And then we'll also murderate all of this. Get rid of that so we're not tempted to keep it. There we are. Right. Now then, I'm now going to talk you through the plan and what it's going to entail. And I really hope that I can get it done in a reasonable amount of time. I should click a little bit less rapidly, I think, because the game can be a little bit fragile from time to time. Right, and then we've got the incoming lines here, which are also going to need redeveloping, so I'm going to clear them out as well. I'm hoping that I don't have to clear out all of the lovely, lovely, lovely field work that I did on my farming stuff. But if I have to, I will just do it. We won't look twice. We'll just get on with it. Right, okay, we've got a good bunch of space here, and I think we're probably going to move from landscape, which is what we had before, into portrait, because I've got a bit more space to get this done. Here's the scheme, gang. As you can see, I've already rehearsed and everything. Is instead of 1 station, I'm turning this in a 4. 4, you say? Yes, 4. And what we'll do is we'll line them up. I haven't chosen the location, which is why I'm not deploying, because that would make it easier to show. And I'm not going to spend 250 grand on a demonstration. Is we'll have one here, right? You pay attention. If I line it up against this bit of road, we'll have one there, and then we'll have another one below it here, where I've lined up the passing tracks in a way that means that super long trains can get into the platform at the other end. And then, yep, perhaps predictably, we do the same thing in reverse. Right, so that will then give us effectively 16 platforms. Does a quick calculation. Have 16 platforms to play with, some of which are a little shorter than others. Huh? Right, okay. The big challenge is going to be getting truck stops into a position where they can be covered by just about everything. But right now, all I'm delivering is the old food, right? So cattle and potentially grain. So by it almost doesn't matter if I don't have full coverage there. The other challenge that we're going to get out of this is not 100% flat. I mean, it's pretty flat. I mean, there are more challenging places I could do this, but yeah, it's not totally flat. So there is the possibility of a bit of terrain alignment collage in that way that we frequently get. Now then, do I need to do any more mucking about with this? Maybe not. I'm also going to go with 320 as the platform length. And you kind of go, well, you're already running stuff that's longer than that. Yes, but here's where it gets clever, right? So if you look at the 2 platforms, I'm pointing at the screen. That's going to help, isn't it? You look at the 2 platforms on the left there. Now imagine you've got a big long train that comes into that one, and then if you think the other side of the hub will have the 2 passing lanes in there, which means that effectively it can run through that full length. I've thought this through and all sorts of things. Now, I mean, it's going to make for some routing entertainment, and if I get the routing entertainment correct, there's a very real chance that I can significantly uptick the amount of trains that I've got using this stuff. So coming in and out is the next challenge. Now, stuff that's coming in from this direction, this is really going to help when it comes to delivering to the likes of Krakow, so running our food service, and then Shanghai you've got up there, you've got Wellington that way, you've got Barcelona there. None of those are receiving goods yet. So that's going to make a big difference for getting deliveries out to those guys. Also, look at the proximity that I've now got to the lumber mill here. We can really up the amount of lumber coming in, although that is going to perhaps hurt a little the Indianapolis delivery train, which also can have a new route. We can get rid of the tunnel. It can come in a little bit swifter, I think. Maybe. Anyway, every journey begins with the first step. And that road doesn't go anywhere, so let's get rid of it to buy as much space as possible there. Have you got it all? I think you got it all. No, you didn't. No, that was a tree. It was offering you a tree demolishing opportunity. Right, okay, think this through. More than 30 seconds thought is going to be required on this front. Okay, so starting down here, well, what we're going to want to do is we're going to want to start so that my trains can actually get in from the angles that they're currently running. So given that we're changing to a right angle, the oil train here is going to need a way of coming up here. I'm just casually wafting around £500,000 worth of station here. This lot are all going to want to peel in as well. So I was thinking maybe going something like that as an angle. Makes the oil train's approach a little bit more tricky. Maybe the straight line is the way to go. Maybe that's it. I mean, that's sacrificing for one train only. Okay, right, let's try. Oh, well, I couldn't honestly tell you. let's try the smoothing gun. Right, let's let's do that to start with. Now, that's not very big. Smooth, damn you. Right, there we go. Now let's... This is not going to have the most effect ever, but it might help me just avoid a little bit of collision. I'm going to spend 100 grand on this, just to see if it makes life any easier at all. The simpler thing to do actually might be to, if we get large country here, might be just to flatten a whole section out using road. But, you know, I'm going to burn a lot of cash doing that. Okay, right. Well, you know what? Let's just get on with it. What happened to think things through? Oh, hogwash, think things through. Just get on with it. People don't come here to see you carefully execute a well-thought-out plan. They come here to see you cock it up. So get on with it. Right. That one? Yes, I think that gives me enough space to do this. It's there. We've done it. Hooray. And next, we'll put the one on the other side. Like this. Right, and then let's get in a little closer. Now, I'm going to electrify this, because at some point I'm going to want to electrify it. And the likelihood is that if I haven't lined this, if I haven't electrified it now, one of these stations is going to go, oh, I can't do it. It's colliding now. You're trying to electrify. And that will make me quite disappointed in life and myself. Right. No, there's no more wiggling needs to be done. You've got this at exactly the right angle. Can you get any closer together? No, you can't. It's still colliding with something. What exactly are you colliding with there? Because I can't see anything you're colliding. Okay, so you see the ground isn't completely level. How close can we get before it starts objecting? Terrain alignment collige. Because I do want them at the same height. Alright, back to the smoothing gun. And like that. Now, where it's going to get trickier is attaching the stations to the other end. If I can get away with having no... and actually, thinking about it now, I don't know if that's going to work. Well, that's an exciting thought. No, I really don't think it's going to work. Oh dear. Huh. Here's why I don't think it's going to work. Is the whole notion that we had there. If we let's fling you round. It's the platforms. The platforms are going to be the problem. Right. Here we go. So if I do this the other one, the other way. So if we move the transit tracks over, so you're PP there, and we transit track PXXP, or have I gone? I've gone P triple XP there. I want P double X. Right. Here was the plan that evidently I have not completely thought through. Was that right? Actually, no, that still works. That still works. All we need is buffers, because then, yeah, you've got room for your long trains. It just means that your short trains, you don't have. Actually, I only need one set of long train platforms here, because I'm not going to be running too many trains that are in excess of 400 meters. So something like that would probably be fine. Wouldn't it? Oh, yeah, totally. Totes fine. Totes fine, that would be. Yeah. Okay. I apologise for the lack of commentary. All of a sudden, I'm concentrating. I know it doesn't happen very often, which is why it's unusual. You'd want to put the buffers on first. Roger that, buffers on first. And then on the other side, you don't need the double lengthers. Okay, gotcha. Probably don't need the double lengthers. Good, glad you've got a high level of certainty there. If you're going to limit yourself to 320 on the other side, that could lead to problems. So what you might be better off doing is bulldoze it. Yeah, okay. We'd only placed one. Calm down. This is not a massive waste of money just yet. Give it time. We'll get to a massive waste of money shortly. So if we do that, so put it back how we wanted it. No, 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 no. Whatever you just did there was wrong. You want that. Yeah, that's what you want. Transit tracks mid. There is no mid currently, so calm down on that front. Right, we make the first one 400 meters. Yes, that gives us enough room for all of these big deliveries we've got coming out this side. Right, and then put it back pretty much where it was because we'd already done some flattening there, and that should help us out a little. Right, okay, committed again. Should be. No, hold on. No, because you lined the road up and this is now longer, you've left some very stern-looking angles coming in here. Arguably too stern. Well, you enjoyed building it the first couple of times. Why not enjoy building it a third time? I need you in about there. Less stern on the cornering. And then we'll build the back-to-back one, which doesn't have any transit lines in the middle. Like so. Should I just 400 meter every station here? I think I can hear the comments saying, yeah, you probably should, man. You're going to need a lot more throughput than you're going to get here. No, I'll be fine. Don't worry about it. Smoothing gun, please. Right, there you go. Right, let's ease all of this around a bit. There we go. Come on, bring this lot up. Going to need you closer to the height that we've already got here, and I'm not going to use the raise the terrain tool because everyone knows that's just madness. Alright, that's a little closer. Let's see how we get on. This is going to work, by the way. This is going to be tremendous. The level of train action we're going to get out of this is going to be phenomenal. Right, little bit of a gap there. I'd love it to go just ever so slightly closer, but I don't think we're going to get that. That looks pretty closely lined up. Take it. There you go. What do we got? All right. I could just tree gun down the middle or use some of those sound boards, sound blocking boards, and I love the way that they're not at exactly the same height. That's almost exactly what I wanted. Thanks very much, game. Yeah, this is where doing some pre-flattening, which would have probably cost me, let's say $1 million for the sake of argument. That's where that would have come in handy. But we didn't do that, and so are we going to take it? We're going to run with what we've got here. I think we are. I think we are going to run with what we've got. Right. So we then put one of these in. Whew, that's a lot of station. And we're not going to get coverage from any kind of street-based truck delivery mechanic from that one. And it's giving me collision. And it's £750,000 quid. Oh, it's got everything that a growing boy needs, that one. Just for the sake of argument, if we put an 8 on there, is there any way I can get that to line up? Not without an awful lot of jiggery-pokery, I don't think. No, I don't think that's going to do the job. It's a nice idea though, isn't it? Yes. This of course also lends itself towards yeah, that's something you didn't think through. Here's the bigger one, right? Is I'm just gonna put a cheap station in here, right? That's 80 meters, and place it out. Let's say there, right, is if I'm delivering into this platform, now I tested this, so I think it will work. So if I deliver into that station, right, the idea is this station should be able to see what was just delivered, right, in a catchment area kind of a way. Do I need a bit of road to try this out? I probably do. Yeah, now, and I think this was why I ended up not using the 400 meter, because it's too long. Yeah, see, we only get oh no, And actually, that's not going to work. If I put two 320s in there, I'm going to need a shuttle. And I'm okay with this. Putting a shunter in between just two shunters that do this on each station combo, I think that might be quite delightful. We'll see. It might look delightful. It might look flipping ridiculous. But I've committed now. As much as I haven't spent very much, I have deleted the original station. So that's commitment. Maybe I should be committed. Ho ho. Yeah, and we're just going to get on with it. Right, now then, let's get the transit tracks in first, because that's going to make you very unhappy if you can't make that work later. There you go, look at that. That's really terrific stuff there. Yeah. Marvellous. Now, the other benefit that I get from having transit tracks through here is that I can put points and stuff on there. Yeah, which will be great. If I decide I need some, and if I can make that happen without it being completely hideously ugly. But you know, that's an option. Right, now then, let's get the buffers that we want set up on the second side. Right, yeah, you say you want buffers. I do say I want buffers. Transit tracks B. So we're going to, yeah, basically we're going to run the same thing both ways, which leaves me enough room for 4 super long trains at once, right? So 4 kind of, you know, 500, 600 metre trains, if not longer. So when the big boy rolls around in the 50s, you know, there should be more than enough space for it to do its big boy moves and get all that working. Right, let's put buffers on. Hold on. Right, yeah. All 4 of those. Bold. Okay. All right. Which live under this. Here, there's some carriages. Look. There's some other bits. Here's the buffers. It's modern. I want something that's sort of modern, but not so modern as it kind of goes. Yeah, you've introduced that around 7,000 years before you should have done. I don't really want to use the. Oh, all right. Let's go with the steel gravel bunker. No, modern steel. How modern are we talking here? That looks like it could have been made out of turn of the century materials. I'm sure of it. Right. So I want one on there. No, I want you round the other way, mate. Come on. That's it. That way. Right. Yeah, you do the same. Someone's going to really object to you using those, because they're going to know where they were actually used originally. And you're just going to have to, you know, brush that off with some bluster. So I hope you've got your bluster trousers on. Right, okay, good. That's those 4. This one is going to connect up normally because, you know, it's the same both sides. But this one, let's get this set up. Would you look at that? It wants to do it straight away. What an absolute love. However, that's not what we need, because I need buffers the other side as well. Otherwise, we'll have a goods train just go ploughing into the other platform. Right, keep you on the flat. Does that look straight? Well, it looks straight. The question is it straight? I'm going to go with yes. Well, good for you. We'll do that as well. Right, now, if we connect up the other one, actually, that may be a bit longer than I want. Any chance you could just remove a little of it? No? All right, let's do it again, only not as long. That's better. Oh, to the gentleman in the comments who said, will you please stop faffing around with the same piece of track? Sorry. Yeah, you know, this is where the fun lives, mate. This is where we, you know, where we have a jolly good time. Doing the same thing repeatedly is what it's all about. You know what? This looks all right. Okay, now then. Oh, hold on. You you've excessively buffered there. Right, let's run you through. This does look all right. That's not. Is that not perfectly straight there? It looks like it might have got just the slightest kink in it. But that's okay. I don't mind a small kink here and there. That's somewhat agreeable. Right, and keep going. What are you colliding with? What are you colliding with? There shouldn't be anything in there for you to collide with. Alright, let's do the other side. The other side seemed to be a little bit happier with itself and with... Oh no, there must be some kind of goofery going on in here. The track appears to be at the same level. It was snapped originally. Oh, hold on. Saying that, it's now done it. You don't need to go quite that far though. Let's go out as far as here. Interesting. Oh no! What's going on? No! That's terribly bad. Right. Okay. Let's try doing this and then snapping to the track. Do that. There we go. And then we've got something we can connect to that should stop things being too mischievous. And like so. Yeah, see, that's okay. That's why it's not quite right. Let's. Whoa! No! I didn't click that. I definitely didn't click it. Oh, thank you very much. Confirm destruction. Well, there we go. See, that was an appeal to the referee there, and it came off. There was a time, and you know what? It always used to be quite funny, where that I didn't click it, where clearly I had, would have resulted in a deleted station, and me just, crying into me beer. Right, get on there. There you go. That's worked. Good. Well, I'm reasonably satisfied with that. If we get the smoothing gun out here and see if it can do any damage to this interim area. Yeah, see that's already looking better. It might be quite an expensive amount of smoothing that we're going to do here, but it's going to be worth it, I say. Just to make things look a little bit more like I haven't had to build a ruddy grey embankment in order to place my station down. That kind of thing. Okay, good. That's... Oh, is it though? Because you're seeing what I'm seeing now, right? You're seeing that this platform here is overlapping the other one. Oh, bad. Bad. Very bad. This was not something you had properly thought about, is it? Okay. So now what, genius?